shocked that the thing hasn't gone head over turkey at this point. I've just discovered how to use the tripod for the first time. Go me. So here, right there, that's it. We've got my bullet journal from 2017. Not bad, huh? Pretty good. Nice. So I haven't really thought this through because I'm standing behind the tripod, which is a strange place to be when I'm going to be showing you through my little BJ. The bullet journal, of course. I'm showing you my BJ skills. Alright, so here we have page number 1. That's me, Rinny B. Yep. Okay. Now, I like to put some washi tape on that page because I wanted to see sort of what they all look like, and then I realised that I wasted a shitload of it and that I ran out of room to put all my new washi tape. So this was just a couple pictures that I found laying around, and then we've got the grandiose contents page. I stopped using the contents page, and this journal is actually not finished. I stopped using it because I bought the Passion Planner, which I'm quite enjoying to start off 2018. Because, like, all this sort of stuff, the future log, I mean, that's cool maybe for someone who actually has life, but I don't much do anything, so it was a bit pointless for me. I put my list of people that I was writing Christmas cards to on this page. Obviously nothing here. We got a sticky business and our monthly earnings. I mean, there was some pretty bleak months there. So then we've got a couple of pages where I just cut out cards that people gave me while I was sick last year and wanted to keep the nice notes that they'd written. So that's one from my friend Hannah and one from my auntie Jenny. And here I did my first Dutch door. I thought it was pretty good, except my drawing could use some, help, if anyone's got some help. I started tracking health side of things a little bit, like in terms of moods and all that. But it wasn't really working for me. It wasn't really something that I could see myself continuing doing because, as you can see, there's a day here or a period of time that I was just in hospital, and I would get all like, oh, I can't do it when I'm in hospital. Should I write it in my notes and then transfer it from my phone? Like, what's the point at the end of the day? It wasn't really for me, that side of it. Oh, that's my motivational fat picture. As you can see, I didn't really get very far on my weight loss journey. Income and expenses, and you can see right there it says, this didn't work because I buy too much shit and have no self-control. That is the story of my life. So we've got all our income, but yeah, it was a bit orkies, that one. I was going to write down all my Colourpop lipsticks and then I couldn't be bothered. Now this is actually probably the most useful thing. Now I'd probably be best to do that. It's my planner for keeping track of bills and stuff like that. So what I'll do is I'll write down what date I paid the bill, how much was paid, the reference number, and how much I have left to pay. So that's still something that's helpful. And as you can see, I've taped over here when we got the new invoice in, taped over and made a new one. So that one's actually really helpful and I still use that. It's pretty much the only thing that I use my bullet journal for since getting the Passion Planner. And that is the bills side of things, just keeping track of everything on there. Mortgage. Oh, habit tracker. Oh my God, we can track how many times we go to the toilet, can't we? Like, I was just getting a little bit fanatical about it. So I was doing no spend, making sure that I posted on my Instagram accounts every day. And then I got confused with some of the things like emptying the room bins. I was deciding that I just put all my rubbish in the room bins so that then I could tick that box all the time. Like, it was just getting a bit ridiculous. So we stopped that. Car repayments, have not really paid much of that, sorry. But that's obviously one of those bill ones that's still in use. Instagram followers, and I just put some cute little things there. As you can see, I'm more into the decoration side of it. Now, something really fanatical that I do is I actually tally each time I use a palette, a perfume, or a lipstick. And then at the end of each month, I would graph it. But there were some lipsticks and palettes and stuff that I just used so much that they went off the scale. So it made it a little bit tricky, and I don't think I'm going to continue doing that into the new year. I mean, it's just a little bit, I guess this is sort of stuff that I did when I had nothing to do last year, but since then I do have things to do, so it's not really a priority. Like, don't really get much out of seeing this colourful graph, although it is pretty. In terms of empties, that's the next page, and that's my makeup empties, makeup and beauty related stuff. And that was cool. Like, I really liked the circle layout, but it wasn't very productive for me, so I'm actually going to stick over that, the spreadsheets that I made up for empties, because I like to track how much I've used up over the year, so it makes me feel a little bit better about my spending habits. TV shows, yeah, I don't know, like all this stuff, it was just trial stuff, and it's the same with these graphs for Instagram followers. Got to the point where I didn't really care about that stuff, so it wasn't really a priority to have it in here. Followers again, but they're all nice pages to look at, you know. And then I've got my work targets in here. That was sort of helpful. Packing list for Brisbane, but we didn't end up going at that time of year. This was just like a weekly layout. I actually found that one quite helpful because I'd have just my weekend split over those 2 days, and any sort of priorities throughout the week I'd just do with bullet points or whatever. I found that the bullet journaling style of scheduling with a little triangle shape and cancelling with just a dash, oh my gosh, that just boggled my mind. I couldn't do that. If something's cancelled, I have to scratch that out and not be seeing it at all, because otherwise I'll still think I have to do it. So that didn't quite work for me. But here we've got like a little spread that I did for Pauline's first birthday, because I wanted to keep the pictures and keep some memory. So we've got the guest list, the sticker from her party bag. Oh, how extra. Pauline is, of course, our dog. She is currently laying on top of the lounge where she's not meant to be. Pauline's doggo friends took home doggy bags with all our favourite schmacko and rawhide treats and mini carrot and homemade dog biscuits. Oh, wow. Very good. Okay, June makeup. Oh, I do like that title page. Very good. High five. Very nice. I'm proud of that one. And yes, if anyone wants to commission my watercolouring abilities, I'm very happy to make you like a card or something. I can do that for you. Sticky business. So this was just like, it was just where I put my post-it notes that I was actually going to throw out. I'd be like, oh no, I've got to put it on my sticky business page. But, you know, a bit of a waste of space really. Monthly targets, daily income. So I like to track how much I was earning each day so that I felt like no day was wasted. But that didn't really work when there were days that I wasn't going to work or I was constantly at the doctor's and stuff like that. So I did my work roster on this page, and as you can see, a monthly thing to one page, which in that month was a little bit cramped. So I changed that for the next month, which you will see shortly. Oh yeah, that was just a bit of a rough couple of weeks that I thought, oh, I'll just do a really simple thing to write it out, what my schedule is. And that's essentially why I went to the Passion Planner, because I decided that I needed the dates to be written in, because on the weeks that I was lazy and I couldn't be bothered doing it but still had appointments and stuff like that, I just needed something that I could still be creative with, but something that actually had all the dates in it already. So it's working quite well so far. Things to buy. So that was like short-term and long-term buying goals. Brisbane holiday didn't happen, but I did go to hospital. Shuckers, go me. Don't look at my address, it's naughty. Oh, Hughesy, we went to see Dave Hughes in August, so I stuck that there as the August title page. Sticky business, and I think this is the last month that I did my habit trackers, because by this point I was tracking flossing teeth, no dishes in the sink, seeing friends or family, did Pauline get walked, did I wear makeup. Like, so much stuff that is of absolutely no consequence when you think about it. Like, what does it matter if I wore makeup? I think I was trying to see the pattern between things, but there was no pattern. There was a pattern, but it didn't matter. Like, it's just a bit silly. So work roster, to-do list. And this was a cute little monthly spread that I did to keep track of, well, the month essentially. It was good. I preferred this sort of layout than the typical box calendar layout, so it was quite effective. And then this month I actually made a little bit of effort to doing my spreads, and I did find this sort of vertical layout to be the most effective. So I continued with that, and then I color coded with what my mood was for each day down the bottom here. So based on the fact that I enjoyed that vertical layout, that's sort of why I decided to go to the Passion Planner as well, because it's virtually the same as what we have right here. And then we've got the next week. I mean, it looks cute. I like it. I like what you've done with it. So here I just wrote down what happened while I was in hospital. Pretty much nothing, because hospital sucks. Future planning. Apparently don't have much of a future. Different forms of income. Money for the counsellor. So I started deciding that I was going to pay my counsellor in cash. So I did this little envelope here, and I would stash my money in there. You know when you have like a spare 20 or whatever and it's got no real place that it's going to be going? I just put it in there so that then the next time I went to the counsellor, I'd have some money. Here's some ramblings. And I guess I was practicing my writing a little bit. Ramblings. Books. I quickly gave up on colouring in every chapter that I read of books. But that's cute. So that was at the time what I was wanting for my birthday, because my birthday's in September. So I found that in August, when I did this layout over the 2 pages, it was just a little bit too much. So I did it over the 1 page for September. Sticky business, to-do list. I was starting to realise that bullet journaling maybe wasn't for me at this point, I think. The work target side of things was still cool. It was still helpful. Work roster again. I tried this circle layout and I thought I'd do things like appointments up the top and to-dos down the bottom. But again, it wasn't really. September highlights. I thought, oh, this could be fun. But I didn't find that it was something that I looked forward to doing every day. It was more like a chore, and then I'd be looking at the calendar like, oh shit, I didn't fill it in for the last 3 days. What did I do? Felt really good after a 3-hour shift. That's fucking lit, mate. Like, nah. My calling does not belong in September highlights, or any highlights for that matter. This was an alright layout. It's pretty boring to look at, but it was functional. As was this. As you can tell, I'm a little bit sick, like sicker than the dog, you might even say. It is a very simple layout. Oh, my dog's come and say hello. She's sitting next to me. Engagement party. So that's cute. We like the different colours. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit like over writing everything out and drawing everything out. That was my big thing. Like, I was getting sick of having to draw all these, so I just did it for the 2 weeks in this one. But then I wasn't happy with how it looked, and I preferred the weekly layout, so we went to the Passion Planner. What's this? November title. And I think I actually finished using my bullet journal for organising around about the November mark. So this was packing to go away and things to remember, things, you know, those last minute things that you need to remember on the day. They're just these ones down here. This was cute, but I never used it because I never worked in November really. So I didn't get to use it, and I had all my targets for work in here. I used a little bit of wrapping paper to decorate. I don't know, I liked that. Like, it was cute. That's the sort of thing that makes me think, oh, I should go back to bullet journal. But the good thing about bullet journal is I can go back to it anytime I want, really, because all we've got at the end of there is blank pages. But as you can see, I gave it a pretty good crack. 142 pages in we are here. So this was just a little bit of planning for the holiday, like trying to see what days we have totally free to do whatever we want. And that was helpful. That was a very quick, rough outline of what's going on in December. What gifts I was getting people for Christmas. What things I might have sold at work. Things to do and remember. How many Christmas presents were wrapped and for who, so that I didn't forget to take any on Christmas Day. Budgeting. And by this point, I'm just really using it as a notebook. And then I've got a little log of presents that I've bought for people and given to people over time. So we've still got maybe like half, maybe 2/5, 3/5 of the bullet journal left. And I'm keen to use it again at some point. I would really like to have it all sort of finished and nice and filled up and have it in my bookshelf, because it looks quite cute. But yeah, I guess it wasn't really for me in terms of organising weekly, and that's okay. I'm looking forward to continuing with the Passion Planner this year and seeing how that goes. And I might do a video on that next, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching my little flip through of my bullet journal for 2017. And I will see you in the next one. And you may even see me. Bye.